Okay. Bob Maloney for my MMAnews.com, and one of my most popular in interviews, the one I've done most frequent is my man right here, Dylan Harnish. And that's because Dylan, he loves to stay busy, whether it's grappling, whether it's MMA, or whether it's kickboxing. And he's fighting in the main event coming up at USKA at 103, and it's a rematch. My man Dylan, how you doing, man? We watched the UFC tonight, had some fun. How you feeling, bro? A couple weeks out, 1 week out. It's fight week for you, my man.
Yeah, fight week. Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait for next Saturday.
Tell me what you remember about the first fight with him. I mean, I pretty think he outstruck you pretty good, overwhelmed you. Tell me what you remember about that fight.
He had really good forward pressure. I was like 18 or 19, so like I was still figuring out like what works for me, and I didn't really grasp the concept of if he's going forward, I don't necessarily have to go backwards. I could stand my ground. So he did really well at going forward. And I don't know. I didn't show up. For a lot of that fight, I didn't really want to be there. I didn't show up, and that fight's completely out of my mind. You know what I mean? It's a completely different thing. He was like 25, 26 when that happened. I was 18, 19. He's 30 now, and I'm 22. So I'm coming into like where I want to be, and he's on the downside. So I think it's going to be totally different.
Awesome. Dylan, what do you have planned for this year? You know, you're taking this kickboxing event. Let's just say, you know, you get out of this unscathed, no injuries, whether you win or lose. What's a good year for you? What would you like to do this year in 2023?
Well, my birthday was yesterday, so after this fight, I'll get to go celebrate, and then I have Ground Zero coming up. I know Art of War has a card in May. I've been in touch with Vikings to get on that. A couple grappling matches here and there, and then maybe defend the title one more time, depending who's around. Take an MMA fight, and then I'll probably turn pro.
Excellent. Well, listen, you've been in the sport since you turned 18, and you've been competing, so you're getting experience and getting better. Talk to me about the Straussers and what they've meant for you, and how they've been working with you to help you get better.
Yeah, the gym's like constantly growing. You know what I mean? We're kind of running out of space, and a really big help in this camp was Oscar Garcia. He was supposed to main event Cage Wars last week, and the debacle that happened there. So I'm not going to bring it up. But yeah, he was, you know what I mean? He was getting in shape when I was getting in shape, and we were battling the whole time. So it's a shame that didn't get to happen. But having a high level guy like that in there to push me every single day in and day out for the last 8 to 10 weeks, it was really good.
Awesome. So tell us talk about Gary Grant for a little while, because Gary is always working, doing something, and I know you got a pretty good relationship with Gary. He's a really good dude. Talk to me a little bit about Gary Grant and how you two get along.
We get along great, actually. He's like, when it comes to promoters, he's by far at the top of the list. I think him and Vikings are like above and beyond everybody else, like relationship wise and personal wise. I fought for the title in October after not kickboxing for like 2 or 3 years. And he offered me the title fight, and I took it. And he's just a good dude all around. Like, we wouldn't have a lot of the stuff in the gym we had without him. Like, we bought the ring and the cage and stuff off of him. He's always kind of straightforward with me about everything. And you know what I mean? As long as I'm around, I'm going to continue to fight for him and try to make that guy as much money as I possibly can.
Yeah, listen, he's one of the main ingredients in combat sports in this area, all over the country now. He's all over the place. Now, we watched the UFC tonight. We see my guy, Merab, the Machine, the Vashvili, that cardio. I hope everybody realizes how important cardio is after watching that fight, because he didn't stop for 5 rounds. But let me ask you about his teammate, that fight coming up, the championship fight. Henry Cejudo coming out of retirement, taking on Aljamain Sterling. I know you and I are always talking about UFC fights because we may or may not dabble in that area. But tell me how you see that fight. It was just announced this week. Merab's main training partner and teammate, the defending champ, Aljamain Sterling, Triple C, Henry Cejudo. How do you see that matchup?
I'm still kind of indifferent on that one because Cejudo's built like a little meatball. So, and like you've seen what happened with Islam and Volkanovski. Like I'm kind of intrigued to see if Sterling gets anybody else down, you know what I mean? He's taking their back and he's finishing it. But somebody built like that's kind of hard to keep down. I hope that Sterling wins. I like him. That's not a popular opinion, but I like to watch him, even though that's like not my style. I don't like to go out there and grapple and stuff. But he's definitely fun to watch, and I'm gonna be there. You know what I mean? If it's in New Jersey, so I'm definitely gonna get tickets and go. It's lining up to be a solid card so far.
Yeah, our guy Andre Petrosky is on the card as well. You might think we might see a little bit more stand up from Aljo in that fight because he's going to have a big reach advantage. He has a big height
Yeah,
advantage over
yeah,
Cejudo. You know, and Aljo is just like Marab. You know, Marab, his teammate, who used to be, everybody thought all he could do was wrestle. And you saw tonight what he did with the outstriking of Jan, you know, pretty much. I think you could see some of that in the Cejudo fight. What do you think with that reach advantage? You think maybe that might be part of his game plan?
yeah. I think so too. He especially when he fought Jan the both times, really, he put like a hell of a pace on him. Aljo did. He's super long and he likes those snappy kicks up the middle and straight across the body. So I could definitely see him winning a stand up fight. And like I said, I think it's gonna be hard for him to get Cejudo to the ground. It's an Olympic wrestler, so obviously it's different. He had a lot of time off coming up to 35, and I don't know how Aljo makes 135. I'd like whatever diet plan he's on because that's insane. But I think he's going to be a lot bigger and stronger. So if he can get it there, I think it's going to go well in his favor.
Hey, listen, he makes as long as he makes weight every time, and he's been a professional. He's the champ, and that's how it goes. So it's fight week, Dylan. What do you got planned for this week? How are you attacking this week heading into March 18th in Newark, Delaware, USKA 103? How you attacking this week?
I'm excited. My weight is honestly lower than it's been since for a while. Usually I'm taking fights on like 5-6 weeks notice. I had like 8-9 weeks before I even beat Jared Jones. I told Gary, I said I'm gonna win this title and then I'm gonna get that rematch. Like I don't like the guy. That fight eats at me. You know what I mean? I don't like him and I don't think he's better than me. So that's definitely a fight I've been asking for and training for. And I think having Oscar there to push me even harder than I would have if he wasn't there. I'm in great shape. Honestly, it's 5 rounds, which I mean, you've been in my fights. I don't tend to slow down ever. So I'm excited for, you know what I mean? Taper down a little bit of the training. I'm done sparring and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna keep water loading and get the weight down, and my cardio is on point now. So
Excellent, excellent. Well, listen, Dylan, hope to see you there. I hope you have a great fight and stay healthy. I hope 2023 works out for you and you stay busy. Any shout outs or love you want to give out before we roll?
yeah, I had a bunch of sponsors on the MMA Tico and stuff like that. They, you know what I mean? That's a good company. They're above and beyond. Shout out to Gary for always being there, getting me fights. Everybody that's going to be there. I sold a good amount of tickets. So a lot of people are going to be there to watch me support it. We got an Airbnb down in Delaware. So we got like 12, 13 people coming from the gym, riding down to all stay there the night of and the night before. So everybody that's helped me get ready, you know what I mean? My coaches, my training partners, everybody, I'm definitely going to make you guys proud and put on a show and finish this fight.
All right, Dylan. Always fun to talk to you, my man. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.